Hello everyone. I would like to discuss about a research paper, Geospatial Cyberinfrastructure, the past, present and future. I would like to describe this review paper to get an depth insight about the possible application of geospatial cyber infrastructure. I'd like to thank the authors because of their contribution. I think it will be helpful for the follow-up researcher to understand the current situation of geospatial cyber infrastructure. So before going to the main discussion, I want to just introduce with you guys what is the cyber infrastructure. So a cyber infrastructure firstly consists of data resource, network protocols, and then computing system, and the computing platform and computational services. So those four elements make a cyber infrastructure so that people and system can work in an environment where data is very easily accessible to all. So let's go to the original discussion of geospatial cyber infrastructure. So when an infrastructure has a geospatial principle and geospatial information, and that is important for research, development and education, then the infrastructure is called the geospatial cyber infrastructure, and its significance is growing day by day. Every day advanced transformation, especially uh, geographic information science, information technology, computer networks, sensor network, electronic based research are advancing the geospatial concept in the cyber infrastructure. So cyber infrastructure is reliable on geospatial, means the data that is related to geography, large scale geospatial data, so is important. And the condition is that nowadays we are completely uh, surrounded by the geospatial cyber infrastructure. So this is the history from the 19th century. Actually, a concept of cyber infrastructure started because from that moment, paper-based information started to be shifted to computer-based information, and from the gradual development, cyber infrastructure become popular, especially uh, when it was used in White House, and after some activities, then it became popular. And spatial geospatial cyber infrastructure become meaningful when the US Federal Geographic Data Committee FGDC was established in 1994. So cyber infrastructure, spatial cyber infrastructure was popular in 2007 when it was developed in European community, and gradually it increased to other places. So it has been added with environmental policies and activities as well. So if we look at this, if we look at this, there is a gradual booming of the cyber infrastructure. So national map topology, NSDI standard, digital earth. Every time cyber infrastructure give a new insight, new kind of services. So cyber infrastructure has some own structure. So if we look at the framework, then we will understand it has three basic elements. One is function, another is community, and last one is the embedding technologies. So this is the framework for the geospatial cyber infrastructure. So the top one is the community, means the discipline, which disciplines are uh, applying the geospatial cyber infrastructure. And the The front one is the functionalities, like what kind of available functions are making it meaningful in every discipline, and the side one is the driving technology. So with the side one, we can understand the meaningful cyber infrastructure. So geospatial cyber infrastructure has some functionalities. So multi-dimensional data processing, yes, it is important, especially when we need to process information from ocean or atmospheric information. We have to collect data vertically, so we need some vertical information, and how can we process that? And geospatial cyber infrastructure can be the solution. Data collection and heterogeneous integration, yes, wastewater management, like terabytes of environmental data, socioeconomic data can be handled and collected. So addition of data from heterogeneous disciplines and integrated them in a system for convenient use. And metadata, so large scale data, real time data, virtual organization. So it is possible to work remotely if have a virtual workstation. And many companies, organization, especially in the COVID time, we noticed the remote working, how it was important. And virtual organization using the geospatial cyber infrastructure, it will be very convenient, easier, and I should say it has a meaningful application. With and cross-domain collaboration, interdisciplinary discoveries of are making the world shorter. Natural language processing is possible. Data like language can be processed if we have semantic wave technologies. So geospatial information, high performance spatial cloud computing. So cloud computing, we don't have to wait for a device. We can just load our model and data in the browser, and in the browser our data can be processed and used for predictive modelings, geospatial modelings, anything else. User communities, like we are getting different services, that's a location based. Users, the end user like us, are using the ultimate service with the geospatial application. So what are the technologies? So earth observation and sensor network, real-time decision making, some tools, spatial data infrastructure, uh, data geographic information processing like web computing, cloud computing. Those sort of computation systems are making our life easier. High performance computation, look at the cluster. So here we have a system of adding several CPUs to complete our processing of data processing, data training a model is becoming easier instead of running days and days on a single machine. So cyber infrastructure with the geospatial concept is making this system easier. So instead of using real-time machine, we are using virtual machine in the geospatial, in the geospace, and the infrastructure in the geospace is functioning that we basically need. Which communities are already in? I should say geographic science, of course, Google Earth, Bing Map, environmental science, wastewater management, water quality, climate science, coastal and ocean. Yes, GEOS, which is a set of coordinated independent Earth observation, information processing system, and also geomatics, that is related to Earth surface data. So digital libraries, education, everything are using and applying meaningful geospatial cyber infrastructure. So what is the future? So we notice that several communities are adopting the geospatial cyber infrastructure. So in future and nowadays we need to combine multiple discipline to transfer our manual based lifestyle to the digital lifestyle. Then we have to use multidisciplinary, we have to rely on multidisciplinary research, and multidisciplinary research will be uh, fueled by the um, geospatial cyber infrastructure data processing. We data from different discipline, like data from uh, and the construction side risk management can be integrated with the other discipline, like how it is important to social economic factors. So data from social science, data from uh, infrastructural investment can be integrated and can be related, combined for our possible application. Semantic wave, so it is a very interesting field, and I think it is a future that will uh, be helpful for processing metadata, keeping data, and for our knowledge that is very important to grow. So understanding gaps. So I have some gap in this in this paper, because this is a very critical review paper, and I think I need to read this several times. But I am really interested to develop my concept on which domains are specifically and how applying this geospatial cyber infrastructure. And I want to know especially geomatics related application, digital library related application, and data preservation, accessibility, those sort of thing. And also my growing interest, I should say again, large scale geospatial infrastructure for business service and support, data pre-processing application, study related coordinated simulation. I found it in in this paper. So my interests are growing about those topics. So in future I will try to keep on this. Thank you. This is the references. So if you have any questions, please ask me. I will be happy to answer.